Regressive Left Terrorism versus Civil Rights, the 2016 Sacramento Riot. The regressive left, that is, people on the left who are illiberal, who violate the liberal principles of freedom and equality, have been no-platforming people whose views they disagree with a lot recently.
This includes feminists, gays, atheists, liberals, non-regressive liberals that is, and others.
Next, they stepped it up to uncivil disobedience, pushing it almost to the line of violence. Next, some have crossed the line into violence. They have been using violence to terrorize people into meeting their demands. The regressive left now has violent terrorist factions. Is this hyperbole? Am I exaggerating? Well, let's see. Disclaimer. If you are not stupid, I am about to insult your intelligence. I apologize beforehand.
I and the producers of this video are 100% against bigotry. We are opposed to the racist, anti-gay, anti-poly, and otherwise illiberal views of some of the organizations discussed in this news story. But that does not have any bearing on the principles involved, and so it should go without saying.
It should, but it doesn't. This needs to be said to the viewers out there who might assume that since we're standing up for universal human rights and civil liberties that we're siding with the bigots. Not true. Our ideological disagreements are entirely irrelevant to the principles involved. The liberal, secular, democratic, universal human rights and civil liberties of all individuals. But we do not support racism or any form of prejudice. Got it?
Gross, it's racist. It's not, but it's so not. It's so...
Okay.
It's like saying those shifty Jew.
Okay, well, some of you regressive left crybabies will never get it. Moving on.
Recently, violent leftists attacked racists at a KKK rally.
I would get out of here, sir. Get away! Get away!
But most of the violence coming from the left lately have been at Trump rallies where they've attacked Trump supporters.
And these were not clashes, these were pure attacks. Trump supporters, men, women, even the elderly, left this building last night and walked right into danger.
Including children.
Targeted with pepper spray. Police say anti-Trump protesters sprayed 5 Trump supporters, including an 8 and 11-year-old girl outside Anaheim City Hall.
Elderly people. The handicapped. See the guy in a wheelchair.
And shouted back, asking officers to help him out.
What they just did to a handicapped person.
A fellow Bernie supporter, by accident. Whoopsie.
I'm a Bernie supporter, they thought he attacked me. Maybe they thought I was a Trump supporter, I wasn't.
And even a good Samaritan trying to stop the fight.
This lone female Trump supporter tried to stand her ground. Her glasses ripped off and shoved in her face.
Another young man was chased down like prey.
And they are getting more violent, attacking with clubs, knives, even attacking news crews. On June 26, 2016, in Sacramento, California, 2 opposing sides went to the state capitol building. Both sides had the right to assemble peaceably and to exercise their freedom of speech. One side tried to exercise these rights, and the other side violated them.
I will explain the organizations involved in this news story in a moment, but...
And again, this should go without saying. It is irrelevant what their views are. They had the right, both legally and ethically, to peaceably assemble and to speak. We may not like what they had to say, but that's too bad. Human rights and civil liberties are extended to everyone. You must always keep that in mind. You may remember this scene here at a Trump rally recently. Watch the guy in the red hat push her. That push. Watch, he'll push her from behind. And again. His name is Matthew Heimbach. Guy in the red hat behind the sign. One that's pointing his finger and yelling viciously. Yeah, okay. That bastard, his name is Matthew Heimbach. He had been making the news recently because of his so-called white student union, which apparently is all over the place, as you can see here. He's a white supremacist, white nationalist, an admirer of Hitler and the Nazis.
Next time we have this conference, I want to see twice the amount of people here. In 10 years, I want a Nuremberg rally. And I think with our hard work, we can do it.
And along with his father-in-law, Matt Parrott, he founded the Traditionalist Youth Network and its political arm, the Traditionalist Workers' Party.
From the White Student Union, after I graduated, I had a dream, along with my father-in-law, Matt Parrott, and other dedicated young activists, to create the Traditionalist Youth Network. And Trad Youth has a goal to be able to advance the principles of traditionalism, pride, and unity on college campuses all around America.
They plan to rally in Sacramento, partially in response to the recent violence against Trump supporters at Trump rallies, and probably, though they don't say it, the recent KKK rally violence, which they view as attacks against the white race. This is because they tend to view things through the lens of identity politics, though they don't use that term. But notice the irony that they and the regressive left are similar in this matter, and also in other matters, as we'll see later on. It does seem as if the rally was meant to instigate an attack. So, I ask, were they asking for it? At any rate, they got a permit. The Southern Poverty Law Center classifies the Traditionalist Workers' Party as a white, nationalist, extremist group. Matt Parrott said they planned their rally in Sacramento to, quote, speak up for Trump supporters who have been denied their freedom of speech, unquote. He went on to say, quote, the purpose of the protest was actually a reaction around the Donald Trump rallies where working-class white Americans are trying to peacefully organize. We wanted to have a march to show we will not back down in the face of radical leftists who threatened violence beforehand, unquote. However, he said they were, quote, prepared for a fight, unquote, and, quote, were prepared to defend themselves, unquote. But make no mistake, they were also there to voice their racist ideologies. Quote, we were there to support nationalism. We are white nationalists. We were there to take a stand, said Matthew Heimbach. Who knows what else they would have said at the rally if they had been given a chance. However, the following is from their website.
Right now, we are living in an environment where the entire Western world is, for better or worse, doped up on Jewish propaganda. No matter who you are around the world, if you're fighting for your national identity, your enemy is the international Jew, and we cannot avoid that. And that is the enemy who we are fighting. We as white people need to channel our inner animal.
Matthew Heimbach was not there that day in Sacramento, and I'm pretty sure that Matt Parrott was not there either. Matt Parrott said they anticipated an attack from the enemy. Quote, in California, it's got to be a fight to the death with these people. They made it very clear they were coming there to kill us. And this is why, Matt Parrott said, they allied themselves with a group called the Golden State Skinheads. These are neo-Nazi skinheads. We'll go more into this group and other groups later, but notice the shields in this photo here. Later, you will see these guys using these shields to defend themselves in the Battle of Sacramento. Before they could exercise their civil liberties, they were attacked violently by members of Antifa, or anti-fascism, and members of a group called BAMM, which stands for By Any Means Necessary, or the obnoxiously long
the Coalition to Defend Affirmative Action, Integration, and Immigrant Rights, and Fight for Equality by Any Means Necessary.
The phrase by any means necessary was used by Malcolm X, who was not opposed to using violence. Both Antifa and BAMN engage in direct action, or
militant integrated direct action.
In their case, direct action seems to be code for violence, looting, and damage. The East Bay Times says that BAMN, quote, was behind some of the violence during the Black Lives Matter protests in 2014, including looting in downtown Berkeley that left dozens of storefronts smashed, as well as Occupy Open. They did not seek a permit ahead of time, however they did plan their attack ahead of time, using social media and also stickers and posters like these. Look at this here, bring bricks and bats. Look at this, showdown. And here's some more. They were not attacked by the racists, they were the attackers. Statements from multiple police authorities and reporters confirm this, as you can see. Police spokesperson George Granada, for example, told press, quote, "If I had to say who started it and who didn't, I'd say the permitted group didn't start it. They came into the ground and were met almost instantly with a group of protesters there not to talk." He also said, quote, "Counter-protesters immediately ran in, hundreds of people, and they engaged in a fight." Even the director of the Center of the Study of Hate and Extremism at California State University San Bernardino, Brian Levin, says, quote, "The anti-fascists were broadcasting that they were going to shut this rally down, and I think it's pretty clear that they were looking for a confrontation." Levin also said, quote, "Risk of violence shouldn't just be viewed as coming from one side of the ideological spectrum. Once the effectiveness of violence is perceived, particularly in the publicity area, it then crosses the fire lines." Additionally, Sacramento Police Chief Sam Summers said, quote, "The anarchists have taken a much more aggressive stance to wreak havoc on the city," unquote. They came to use violence and terror to violate civil liberties and human rights. They showed up with weapons, knives, sticks, bricks, rocks, possibly a gun. A loaded gun was found on the ground by police. And to be fair, some of the racists had knives and both sides used them. However, in the United States, speech and writing used to plan and to coordinate violent attacks is not protected by the Constitution. To assemble to carry out a violent attack also is not protected by the Constitution. More importantly, what they did was unethical. They violated universal human rights, one of which is safety. Now look at the kid passing by the camera. He's not very old, is he? Look at the boy in the blue shirt, the mother in the red, pushing a baby carriage. All this is going on right next to all these bottles and rocks being thrown. Watch a few feet from the baby carriage, you'll see rocks being thrown. Or whatever that is. So they put these people's lives in danger. A baby. Freaking baby, man. They also attack neutral parties, like this witness right here. And his son, who cannot be very old. If you watch the videos closely, you can see they push the kid a few times. They also go after people with cameras, like this guy here, and getting in his face.
If you aren't on our side, you're a Nazi supporter.
Wait, where have I heard something like that before?
Every nation has to either be with us or against us.
You're either with us or you're with the enemy.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Oh, that's right, demagogues, fascists, and absolutists. That's where we hear stuff like that from. Now watch him go after the camera guy and the reporter. That's Mike Lurie. This attempt to shut down the free press backfired on them, of course, because this became a news item in and of itself. Look at this guy here. They stole his bicycle. As he tries to get it back, they hit him. Listen. I don't know why they were going after this guy. I mean, look at his shorts. It's obvious he's not with the racists. There was some confusion over red ice. You can look up that if you want to know what that is. So some of the violence was absolutely senseless, but some of it was methodical and strategic. They were trying to use fear and intimidation and violence to achieve their ideological goals. Terrorism is, quote, the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. This is exactly what the attackers on the Antifa and BAMN side engaged in. They used violence to intimidate people to comply with their will, and even issued a warning to the public after the attack.
You know, it's important for anyone who's thinking about joining racist genocide and a racist genocide organization like the Nazi groups that were holding this, that they're not welcome. And if they trip and fall in the process of that, good.
Did you catch that thinly veiled threat?
And if they trip and fall in the process of that, good.
Hence, for convenience, these members of Antifa and BAMN will be referred to as the terrorists, and members of the TWP-TYN and the Golden State Skinheads will be referred to as the racists. By the way, this is Yvette Felarca.
And if they trip and fall in the process of that, good.
We'll be seeing her all over these videos committing acts of violence. But here's a quick preview. There she is being pointed to with the red arrow. Notice the blood on her, not sure whose blood. There she is in the white circle. She's standing over a wounded comrade who's just going to leave, turn around, and charge the enemy who is against that fence. There she is in the white again. Watch, she's throwing something. It's a shame that Yvette in the white circle runs past this wounded person because, warning, graphic violence coming up in the red circle. Okay, that was a cowardly racist, just clocked that wounded person over the head. Here's the same thing, different angle. There's Yvette in the white circle, throwing the thing, whatever it was, running back past this wounded person. Here comes that cowardly racist. Warning, graphic violence here. My goodness. There she is again in the white circle leading this charge. I do admit that she is brave. Here she is assaulting this guy. Despite all this, Yvette Felarca still teaches at, get this, Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School in Berkeley, California, where she teaches a humanities class to 7th grade children. This is relevant because her organization focuses on recruiting young people, something that they have in common with the racists, the Traditionalist Youth Network. At any rate, consider the irony of the fact that she works for a school named after Martin Luther King Jr., who is committed to nonviolence, and that she works with an organization, by any means necessary, a phrase that pretty much is a reference to violence. And now for a detailed chronology of the events of June 26, 2016 at the California State Capitol in Sacramento. The date was chaotic, and some news reports disagree on some points. All sources I could find give only minimal details of only a few events, and are otherwise vague and incomplete. For the most part, I had to figure out when and where events took place based on clues, such as comparing landmarks in the video to the map of the area, the length and angle of the shadows, what people say in the various videos, and so on. This was a painstaking process, but fruitful in most cases. For some events, I'm not entirely sure when and where they took place, and for others I just don't know. When and where I am not sure, I will say so. As with all my videos, I provide in-video citations like this, and list the references at the end of the video. The racists were scheduled to hold their rally at noon on the west steps of the Capitol building. The terrorists arrived early. Their flyers said to show up at 8 or 9 a.m. Yvette Felarca says they arrived at around 9. They were spread out but congregated in a few places. It seems that the first major event involved this guy, who I will call the lone racist. Most written sources don't even mention this guy. This must have happened pretty early, based on clues such as the lack of crowds on the south or the west steps, or along L Street, and the length and the direction of shadows. At the start of the video, he is here. He will go this way, and encounter the terrorists somewhere over here, where they fight. He then runs this way, and then that way, and then, as you will see, he's attacked on this corner. That is the east steps of the Capitol building behind him there. Take note of the caution line. It's still there at this point. It won't be there later. The symbol on his flag, by the way, is the symbol for white power. Okay, let's listen in to the whole conversation between the cameraman and the lone racist.
Here for today. join the protest against internationalism.
What does that mean? Like white nationalism? What does your group want?
I'm not really part of any group as of now. So if you're going to ask me about the Sacramento skinheads, Golden State skinheads, I'm not a part of them.
No, I'm asking about you. Like, okay, you. Like, why do you support white nationalism? What does that mean? And what do you guys want?
The same rights as every other race to have representation, to not be discriminated against.
So you feel like whites are discriminated against?
Totally.
How? Give me an example.
First off, I think the very first part is affirmative action, which allows the blacks to actually get in on the basis just because they're black. And then, that's just simply put, I'm not trying to speak right now. So I know you're trying to get a while.
I'm just even talking to you normally.
I hear this.
Huh? Say it again?
I say that's fine, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking normal. I'm just wondering what...
See, I think a lot of people have, like, really huge misconception. I'm trying to meet the anti-fascists, that's what.
Oh, you want to meet the anti-fascists?
I'm just trying to see where they're at, though.
The anti-fascists? Oh,
yeah.
Look, I think...
Anti-fucking scum. They're the real fascists, if you really think about it. Because they come in balaclavas, and they want to shut down free speech. See, I have the right... Hey, Antifa scum! Antifa, 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 Antifa. Come on, Antifa. Come on, block. Hey, look, see, hey, yeah, right? I said, look at the balaclavas. Antifa. Hey, look, no, hey, I want to be the...
Why did you...
I'm not antagonizing.
No, well, you called them.
But that's what I'm saying, though. If you want to be my witness. You touch me? Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! Fuck you! Where you at, baby? What was that? Hey, fuck you!
Did you see that? Mace in the face. Instant replay coming up.
Hey, fuck you!
Okay, now he's turning north, really northeast, running parallel with 10th Street.
Fuck you, Nazi!
There he is turning the corner, heading east, parallel with L Street. The video cuts out for just a few moments before he makes a left turn here and then another left turn there and heads towards this corner here. The video starts again just as the cameraman is following him around this turn.
They call me a Nazi!
Setting the pattern for the day, watch the police try to avoid doing anything.
Sir, do you see this? Is there no action that's going to be taken? These violent anti-fascists, they're not going to have anything done to them, are they?
And here comes Yvette Felarca.
Are these people going to do anything? They say we don't have freedom of speech.
We need to go, boy.
Yep. They say we should. Be nice. Come here, Nazi.
Off our streets! Get the fuck off our streets!
Listen to him plead with the police officers.
Sir, please, I'm just here to protest. Please,
Cue the physical assault, and they stomp him. Did you see that? Yvette Felarca getting shoved to the ground? Watch. And again. Was this necessary? Was it excessive? I really don't know. Felarca, by the way, is in her mid-40s. Watch, she gets grabbed, pushed backwards, and then this guy in the left is gonna turn around and shove her, and she's pushed in a southerly direction. There in about the center of the screen is the lone racist with his hands up. He's being told to cross the street. Now I'm going to show you a different video of the same event. When this video begins, the camera person is about here, while the lone racist is heading in this direction here. And we'll meet up with the lone racist when the violence starts here. And when you watch this video, you'll see a lot of people heading in the direction of the green lines, the green arrow. There's the brown beret in the middle of your screen right there.
Watch all the cops mobilized now too. Huh? They walk down that street now? Look at they're running and shit, damn. Here, I'm gonna run up there.
Listen to the death chant. There's the lone racist right there. There he is turning north. Watch, they're about to hit him with something. The video cuts out, but he then runs to the corner. Here's a different video of the corner confrontation. Yvette Felarca is going to be knocked down. There you go. Officer on the left is going to fire pellets. The brown berets in the background right there. The lone racist is getting up. There he is with his hands up. He's now crossing the street.
They say that I'm the fascist! Line formation on the sidewalk. Right there, to the left.
Meanwhile, the police are lining up, as you can see here.
Street's closed, bud. Go inside or get off the street. Street's closed. Go inside.
I'm going to speed it forward a little bit. I just want to show you how many people are sort of gathered in this area, the northwest corner. This video just kind of pauses here for a while, and then it picks up again, interviewing these guys from S.H.A.R.P, Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice. I'm showing you this because I want you to hear what they have to say. I think it's actually quite reasonable.
Are you guys part of the rally today?
Hell no.
Oh.
No way.
Oh.
Anti-racist.
Oh, no, like, are you part of those guys over there?
Sacramento S.H.A.R.P, man.
No, you're not, man. Are you guys...
Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice.
Oh, that's good, that's good.
Yeah.
Right now there was a guy...
he got his ass kicked, huh?
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
I think
there's no tolerance for this kind of action, for these kind of people to be around, you know?
Because he was waving his, I think his white nationalist flag, and I was talking to him, I was interviewing him. Well, what do you guys want? Like, I mean, because we want rights. He said that the white people are getting oppressed. Do you guys feel like you guys are getting oppressed?
Man, oppression is all the way around. It's all around, dude. It has.
But he thinks that only white people are getting oppressed.
Well, this is an archaic way of thinking, you know. The time is that if we don't start getting together and being one, then those are the guys that are going to be winning everything over us. I mean, it's not about white or black. It's about right and wrong. Haves and have-nots, man. Violence is not the answer either.
Yeah,
never is.
All right. Yeah,
you know, this is I don't agree with either side here.
All right, so you're just here, neutral.
That's right.
All right, thank you.
Now I'm going to show you just a bit of an interview with Yvette Felarca that took place later on in the afternoon. It seems like the reporter is asking her about this incident I just showed you with the lone racist.
First man who appeared that you guys all attacked over there, and then, you know, every time it seemed like there was a sign of anyone who may have been a Nazi, the crowds would just run, and that was all part of the plan.
Well, you know, it's important for anyone who's thinking about joining racist genocide and a racist genocide organization like the Nazi groups that were holding this, that they're not welcome. And if they trip and fall in the process of that, good.
Wait a minute, that was a threat.
If they trip and fall in the process of that, good. They need to go.
And creepy pause. This fits the definition of terrorism, by the way. Threats issued to the public.
Terror is what's described in U.S. Code of Laws. It's the threat or use of violence to intimidate, typically against civilians, to intimidate populations for political, ideological, and other ends.
Anyone who's thinking about joining them, don't, because it's not going to be a good day for you.
Beyond that, terror is a police problem. So if you find a terrorist cell, if it's legitimate, yeah, then you should arrest the perpetrators and they should be subjected to trial.
Our method is to build a mass, militant, integrated, anti-racist and immigrant rights movement, and to do that and getting as many people as possible to take militant mass direct action. They need to be stopped and shut down by any means necessary. BAM is building and leading a movement that's committed to building militant, integrated, direct action to shut them down by any means necessary.
Okay, that's enough of that, at least for now. We'll return to her later, but for now let's get back to the chronology of events. This next video is from a different source. I'm not sure when this happens, but it is looking towards the corner where the lone racist was stomped. I'm not sure if that's what this video is recording from afar, but listen very closely and listen to the threat that one of the terrorists gives the cameraman.
Oh shit, they're fighting the cops.
Oh yeah, boy.
Get down on them boots.
Hey, watch out what you record, because, you know, you don't want to incriminate us.
Oh shit, man. You see the color?
Everybody's
anyway.
I'm already a criminal.
Man, Chicano, we already incriminated. I'm worried about recording, put something on YouTube. What the fuck? We get pulled over just because we driving.
As the morning wore on, more of the terrorists arrived. Some spread out, and some comrades congregated in conclaves. Some gathered on the steps, and some marched. Here they are on the north perimeter. This little march is along L Street, heading east from 10th towards 11th and onwards.
Oh shit, it's real out here.
Listen to the death chant.
I've seen that fool, I think, on the news.
We're about to see Yvette Felarca with the red sign right there. And again, there she is holding the sign, approaching the camera. More gathered as the morning wore on. We're still at the north side here. There you see authorities on the roof. They congregated on the west steps, or in front of the west steps. Watch Yvette Felarca get down on the megaphone here.
Nobody tell you to stand down! We gotta take them on and shut them down!
Here's more people gathering on the west steps. More of the death chant. By the way, everybody in this video is working class, even the racists. So it's pretty stupid that they're like, it's us working class people versus the racists. And this irony has not escaped the racists, as you can see here.
What you think about this, man?
White power.
That's on camera.
Oh,
everyone on YouTube's gonna see that.
Oh, everybody's gonna see that.
Read this here. The only good fascist is a dead one. Take note of this guy. This is the Brown Beret. See his shirt? We'll be seeing him later. We turn now to the south side along Lincoln by 11th Street in front of the south steps here, where at about 11 a.m. or just before 11, depending on the source, the terrorists intimidated and shoved these guys from local news crew KCRA. The guy in the light-colored pants and dark blue shirt with the microphone, that's reporter Mike Lurie. We'll be seeing more of him later. Take note of him.
You get your hand off that. Camera out here. Get it out.
Don't stop.
Get the fuck out.
No, you're not causing the problem. You're belligerent people are causing.
No,
white supremacists in the media. You have a right to be here. Give me that.
Hey, give me that. Super answer 19, That's the golf course attack, motherfucker.
This, of course, became a news story itself, so their attempts backfired. The Sacramento Bee reports, quote, more trouble erupted around 11:20 a.m. when a neo-Nazi with a stick, a sign, and shirt with the swastika and the words "White Power" approached the crowd. He dodged a bottle and then a rock, and then someone broke a rock over his back, said Osborne, 26. The organizer said, "Stop, let him speak." Then some folks came up to take his sign away, and he wouldn't let go, so a girl from the anti-racist side punched him. As soon as he was getting beat down, the cops came and grabbed him and started shooting rubber pellets. Quick note, I have not seen any video that shows this. Okay, back to the article. By 11:40, an African-American man had been stabbed in the left arm, and police formed a circle around him as he lay on the ground being attended by Andrea Combs, a medical assistant from Sacramento who was part of the protests. This may be that stab victim right here, although I am not sure. Oh, and here again we see the brown beret man in the middle talking to the police there. So this little crowd of people, they are standing over a wounded person. I'm not sure if it's the man who was stabbed in the arm at around 11:40 or what, but there you go. Or it could have been the person that is wounded that these people are surrounding here. Not sure. It could have been this guy in the long black pants and blue shirt on the stretcher, or it could have been this guy with the black shorts and no shirt on the stretcher. So the terrorists had assaulted one of the racists, and one of the racists had assaulted or stabbed one of the terrorists. We can imagine by this time tensions were running pretty high.
This is only a glimpse of what's to come. Be sure to watch part 2.